can count down and connect
Good,
to YouTube.
good. Straight. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another program of Project Zainab Live on Tuesday. We're really grateful for all the viewers that we do have. And you can join us on the Zoom link, or you can choose to go on YouTube whenever you feel that you can watch the videos in your comfort. But we would like to welcome today a brother from Nigeria who's been working extremely hard, is an adamant follower of Sheikh Zakzaki, has campaigned for his release, has worked very hard with the campaign that he's working on with underprivileged youth. And the one thing that I enjoy most about interviewing such people is the fact that they actually give their all. They're extremely selfless people, and they do whatever is in their power to give whatever they have and whenever they can. So not only do they spend time driving, and as far as I know, Brother Ahmed also travels long distances to reach the people that he works with and tries to find them support. But inshallah, he will be giving you more information about the work that he does. But I'm so grateful to have known this personality, because for the last 3 or 4 years, whilst we've been campaigning for the freedom of Sheikh Zakzaki, I have known Brother Ahmed Shu'aib in different ways in terms of how he actually uses his ability to reach out to the youth, not only informing them about Sheikh Zakzaki, but also reaching out in helping them find themselves. And obviously, as you know, young people have a very big task of kind of knowing who they are, what their identity is, and what is asked of them in this lifetime. So Sheikh Zakzaki not only has had a lot of prodigies that have grown up knowing the work that he has done. He has been an extreme, beautiful role model for young people and old and elderly, and he has a positive mindset about the work that he does for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is something that he's also passed on to a lot of people that he has worked with. And his followers have actually followed him step by step in learning how to not only care for the requirements of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the requirements of humanity. And before I carry on going on, because I could do that for the next half an hour, let's introduce Brother Ahmed Shu'aib. Thank you, brother, for coming to Project Zainab Live. Me and you have known each other on Facebook for, it looks like, a lifetime. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, there is a lot of work that you're doing. So I want you to concentrate on answering some questions about, what made you the personality that you are. And I know you were a good, you were also somebody who campaigned for the release of Sister Marzi Hashmi as well. And I enjoyed watching your videos in that too. But, there is a lot of things that make you who you are. So one of my first questions to you, brother, is, how did you become this role model for young people?
Assalamu alaikum. Hope you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you. Alaikum assalam.
Okay. So first of all, I want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for creating us as human beings and also blessed us with the ability to think. I would like to also thank you, Sister Ruhi Rizvi. Let me go straight to the point. Actually, I am simply a Muslim, and Nigeria is a country that is a cosmopolitan in nature. We have people with different opinion, and the country was colonized by the UK for more than a century. But eventually it got its independence, so-called independence, in the 1960s. So since then, things are not moving forward. Let me flash back a bit. In the 18th century, there was a revolutionary, an Islamic revivalist called Sheikh Usman bin Fodio. He established an Islamic system here in Nigeria. And in 1903, under the leadership of the Queen of England as of then, Lord Lugard, was sent to Nigeria to represent her, and he eventually attacked the system here in Nigeria. Initially, the Niger Republic and some part of Chad was under the empire of Sheikh Usman bin Fodio. But when Lord Lugard came, together with Major Marsh and Sergeant Roland, they attacked the Islamic system here in Nigeria in 1903, and they murdered the grandson of Sheikh Usman bin Fodio. We were told that the grandson of Sheikh Usman bin Fodio, when Lord Lugard, Sergeant Roland, and Major Marsh arrived at Gombe State in Nigeria, there is a place named Borumi. He told them that he cannot, give his allegiance to the system being brought by the oppressive regime of the UK then. He said he preferred to die as Imam Hussein died in Karbala. This happened in 1903. So the Islamic system was, destroyed by the British Empire, and eventually Nigeria was created, and some part of the southern, the southern part of Nigeria was not part of Sheikh Usman bin Fodio's territory as of then, but the colonialists, created Nigeria and removed some part of Niger and Chad. They now amalgamated us. They amalgamated the southern and the northern protectorate in Nigeria. So eventually we happened. I wasn't born there. I read it and I learned from scholars and historians here in Nigeria. So eventually, the system running Nigeria is a system that was created for us by the British Empire as of then. Till date, I think Nigeria was created to serve the interest of the colonialists, not the interest of Nigerians. So we happen to meet ourselves here in a country called Nigeria, and it's not an Islamic state actually, and we don't know much about the true Islamic views concerning concerning, maybe I rather use the word Islam is a complete way of life. So that completeness, we don't know it here in Nigeria since the arrival of the colonialists in Nigeria. So we were just searching, as kids then, we only read the Holy Quran, but we don't practice what is inside the Holy Quran. And the so-called sheikhs then, they will tell us, it's good to be a Muslim, fast during the month of Ramadan and so on and so forth. But they never fought the population what Islam says about oppression, oppressors, and
yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, brother.
Regime. The usual. We happen to be blessed with. You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Then Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaki emerged. Actually, he began his call before I was born. I think around 1976 or so, 76, 77, 78, I think. And I was born 10th December 1983. When we were kids in Nigeria, we don't know why, we don't know the mission the true mission of man on earth until when we begin to listen to Sheikh Zakzaki in the early 90s. As kids, actually, let me give you an instance. We used to attend a Quranic school, and the Sunni scholars used to, flog us when we didn't cram some verses. Then, as kids, we used to be scared of the school.
Yeah, of
Then
course.
one day, inside in Ahmed Bello University, my dad was a staff in university, so we have the mosque where Sheikh Zakzaki used to come and deliver his pre-khutbah. So as a kid, I cannot forget this. Sheikh Zakzaki was saying it's not good to be flogging students and so on and so forth, because everything, for anything you do, there is hukuk of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards that. So it's better to give them advice or encourage them even with sweets. So because I'm a lover of sweets then, I was telling my dad that I had a scholar saying that we are not supposed to be beaten in Islamic school. We are supposed to be encouraged and advised and be encouraged even if it even if the school authority will be issuing us sweet to lick and recite very well. So since then, actually, his eldest son, that's Muhammad, he used to come and we play together with him. So I start to pick up interest on what Sheikh Zakzaki has been doing. And from there, I think I never hesitate to distance myself from what Sheikh Zakzaki has been doing. It's so obvious nationally and internationally that Sheikh Zakzaki is an icon for peace, unity, and humanity. And Mike, not only Muslims, even Christians are aware of what he has been doing and have been benefiting from. So actually, I learned a lot from what Zakzaki has been preaching. So I tried as much as possible to do what he said practically. So I think these are some of the things that maybe some people think I'm doing something good just because of what Zakzaki has been doing. Actually, I learned from him, and I'm doing what I think I can. Although I'm not perfect and I'm not doing it perfectly, but I'm trying to imitate, follow his steps. Maybe that's why people, notice me. I don't know.
But Alhamdulillah, we have noticed you, and we have seen that you've worked with the Youth Forum as well for a while. I had this wonderful opportunity given to me by one of the brothers. I think his name is Musa, and he asked me to talk to a wide audience. And I remember this was about I would say around 2018. And I think I came back from San Francisco, and literally a week later I was speaking to a crowd of people out there in Nigeria, and I'm assuming it was Zaria State, and this is where I did let people know that that the cause is worldwide, and we are actually working on our behalf, by ourselves, to try and seek for his release. But we are also standing in solidarity with all the people, because I had this weird notion in myself that it's like losing jewelry or a diamond or a stone, or you misplace it or you lose it, but your head starts to worry, and it's kind of it sits in with you as if you have lost something very precious. So I was feeling that in the UK. So for you guys out there in Nigeria, it must have been, so mind-wrecking as to what can be done after this horrible affair and this whole incident in Zaria. And it just, I was crying, because I'm thinking, to me, I don't know, at that time, I didn't know so much about Sheikh Zakzaki, but I knew one thing, that if Imam Hussein has stood for oppression, against oppression, and against the oppressors, then regardless of what it may be, and wherever it may be, in this time and age, it is our duty to actually stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters, wherever they may be. And if it happens to be in Nigeria, then that is my duty. So how was it for you? I know you've lost loved ones, and I hate bringing it back to that topic because it breaks my heart. It seriously does. And no matter what I do, I'm never at peace knowing that so much has happened to you guys. You've lost your loved ones. You've watched people being killed in the most horrendous, callous ways. Tell me.
Well, actually, the tragedy of 12/12/2015, that's the Zaria massacre. I think it has never happened in the history of Nigeria, where a government, armed soldiers will target civilians and butcher them. Like, even if you are given animals, to kill like that, I think if someone have humanity, have faith, and believe in life after death, even if you don't believe in life after death, you should at least leave something whereby if you are no more in this world, you will be considered or regarded as a hero. But what happened is at times if I'm alone, I used to be, I don't know how to describe how I feel actually, but it's terrible. The scenario, happened or begin to happen around 10th, 11th of December 2015, where some hoodlums, sponsored hoodlums, begin to alter some utterances against the movement and trying to provoke brothers and sisters of the Islamic movement to act in order to, use that to attack Sheikh Zakzaki. But I think brothers were wise enough and they remain calm, and a lot of solidarities from various people until 12th December 2015 at early in the morning. Soldiers begin to parade, close to the Husseiniya Baqiyatullah there in Zaria, and some of them were not wearing uniform, and other security agencies were there trying to maybe devise something that will give them opportunity to attack brothers. I think it is an agenda well scripted and planned, but they are looking for something that will justify what they plan. You understand? So at about 11, I think, the soldiers came, and from nowhere, hoodlums begin to show up, blocking roads, shouting. From where they shout, from how they shout, if you observe them and observe brothers, you will know that something is wrong. Because most of the people shouting, substantial number of them, we don't even know them. In fact, you cannot, at least if you said, okay, this is a follower of Sheikh Zakzaki, is a Muslim brother or sister, at least some brothers will be able to identify him or her.
Yeah.
Maybe they must have met in Limat or in a conference or in a class, receiving academic lectures and what have you, or in a business area where buying and selling are taking place, because brothers, students of Sheikh Zakzaki are different. You know, they have, most people characterize them as people with akhlaq. So you
Wow.
can easily identify them. How can student of Sheikh Zakzaki will be coming out and be shouting, blocking road?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, something is wrong somewhere.
Mm.
Instantly, the convoy of the Nigerian army now came, and there was a lot of chaos and what have you. Before you know, the soldiers begin to shoot at people. So let's assume, okay, these people block your road and you disperse them and go. So what took you from there, that point, to the house of Sheikh Zakzaki, who knew nothing about what is going on? What took you to the burial ground, Jannatul Dar Rahma of the Islamic movement? What took you to their library? Is the library blocking your road here at a different location? What makes you destroy the books, even the Quran and Hadith, and you know, what makes you burn houses of
That's just
people?
sheer hatred. That's just their innate hatredness.
Yes. Then a lot of people begin to wonder what is happening, until I'm trying to give it in a summarized form.
No, but this it cannot. I don't think you can summarize it even in just a few words, because there is just so much to be said. But continue.
Yes, yes. So, in a nutshell, over 1,000 of people were massacred in less than 24 hours. It has never happened in Nigeria, in the history of Nigeria. I don't know, even in Africa. In less than 24 hours, over 1,000 of people were murdered, including women, children, young and old. Then it continued. It continued. Some people were blocked, while coming. Some people were attacked and harassed in their homes, and so on and so forth. It was terrible. It was terrible.
And this was around the Arbaeen time, wasn't it?
Yes. During I think, few weeks after the Arbaeen, during the Arbaeen, the so-called created terrorists that they called Boko Haram, we don't know them. Actually, we only had that bombs, people emerged. At least if you have a group, an Islamic group, they call them Islamists. I don't know the meaning of Islamists, but that's how they call them. Like, for instance, we have the Sufi school of thought in Nigeria. They are there. Even the Sheikh Usman bin Fodio that established a system in Nigeria was a Sufi. He came from the Darul Qadiriyah, but he had a very close relation with A'immat Ahl Bayt Nubuwwah, because he encouraged people whenever twins were born in Nigeria, were given birth. Sorry.
Yeah.
He used to name them. He encouraged people to name them Hassan and Hussein. And he used to give the nickname to ladies, Binta. Binta. We call them Binta here, but it means Bintu Rasulullah. Whenever a lady
Daughters of the Prophet, yeah.
Yes. He used to encourage people to be naming them after the name of Sayyidah Zahra Salamullah Alaiha, because so many things were unknown to people down here in the West Africa about them. Even if there are scriptures about them, maybe some people decide to hide them, but Sheikh Usman bin Fodio decides to bring them out by naming. He encouraged people to be even naming their children after Imam Ali Zainul Abidin. Much was not known until the emergence of Sheikh Zakzaki in Nigeria, and through the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Sheikh Zakzaki understand the true teaching of Islam through Imam Khomeini rahimahullah.
Yes,
and
yes.
lights, illuminates, the entire northern region in Nigeria and some part of the southern region in Nigeria. So the Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, in one of his interview, I think with the New York Times, he said they were able to, curtail the influence of Iran in Nigeria by attacking Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaki, by attacking the Shias in Nigeria. You understand? So that's alone, many people begin to realize, okay, so this is the reason why Sheikh Zakzaki was attacked. It's a scripted agenda.
Yeah.
Why would you attack somebody that protect lives? Why would you attack somebody that save even non-Muslims whenever there is chaos? Why would you attack somebody that always encourages people to assist, the community? We have a lot of problems in Nigeria, but Sheikh Zakzaki, there was a time, I think in post-election crisis in 2011, that so many people were being attacked by the then government. Even the family of Nigerian army police decided to run from the barracks, some of them, and hide in the area where Sheikh Zakzaki is there, because he used to protect the Ummah around.
Security.
Yes, he provides security to them. He feeds them, whenever there is incidents of, attacks, he used to provide health care.
Yeah, I remember reading about that a couple of years back. I did read about it where he helped the Christians, and their villages were actually all looted and things like that. And he was sending out his own people to go and help them and providing money and healthcare for them too.
Of course. So why will such a person be attacked? Someone have to think. We have to think and understand that there is something behind that.
Yeah, and agenda.
One, I think those that publicly mentioned that Sheikh Zakzaki is a threat to their interest, said that he is, the only person that people have trust in him.
Of course.
And he is not corrupt. He refused to be corrupt. So as such, he became a threat to the interest of colonialists.
Which reminds me very closely to how Imam Raza alayhi salam became a threat to Harun.
Yeah.
That's exactly, I see that kind of scenario in my head, that you see somebody doing good, but then all of a sudden you see your throne at risk. And then when you see your throne at risk, it's because your popularity has died down.
Yes.
And then you have to take action.
Yeah. And in other other angles within the country, you will notice that it has never happened that within the period of 0 to 20 years, with maybe less than 10 Shiites in Nigeria, but in less than 30 years, in the period of 0 to 20, there are no less than 20 to 30 million in Nigeria.
Subhanallah.
So it's a big threat.
It is. It was
growing.
It was vast. It was unimaginable. The figure was blooming, and that was something that would put anybody's life at threat. Everybody's his government at risk.
Of course, during the Arba'in symbolic trek in 2015, massive turnout. You understand?
I bet.
Yeah. At that time, truly shook so many barbarians and tyrants around the world.
Yeah.
So I can remember the so-called created terrorist group Boko Haram were used to attack the trek between to Zaria, along Kano to Zaria, and many people were martyred then. So in the same year, Boko Haram attacked the movement. In the same year, Nigerian army attacked the movement. So they have intersection. You understand?
Of course. Yeah, I noticed, and I saw the that within, I think it was a year when they actually kidnapped so many girls as well.
Yes.
That was another incident, but I also remember that helicopters were providing ammunition for these Boko Harams in these areas. So who was the responsible for did anybody not see that these helicopters are providing ammunition for these militants or whoever you want to call them?
Of course, because, insecurity, okay, I can say that there are some good people within the government. Not all are bad, but
yeah, of course.
But majority of them, are mere puppets. They don't value the lives of common Nigerians.
No.
Yeah. Sheikh Zakzaki, in one way or the other, became a threat to the imperialists and their puppets within the country. Okay, if there are no external forces, a competent court of law in Nigeria set Sheikh Zakzaki free in 2016, and even ordered the government to pay them compensation of 50 million naira, 25 million naira each.
And said immediately release them.
Yes, but that was, and that same judiciary, that same court inaugurates you and give you the power to rule the people.
Yeah.
And you accepted that. The same court ordered you to release the oppressed Sheikh Zakzaki, and you refused.
And then you reject that those instructions.
Yes.
Or the orders of the court.
It's impunity. You understand? They don't obey the law, and it's quite embarrassing. Actually, we felt.
And unfortunate. What was more unfortunate was that yes, the court orders were not. The court orders were rejected, but nobody kicked up a fuss about. Nobody from the government kicked up a fuss that, hello, somebody has just given you orders. You are supposed to follow those orders without anything, without rejecting those orders, without kind of looking back and turning your back on them. But you turned back on the court. So what value does the court hold anymore?
So many people are a kind of confused. But well, that was then. Now they are no more confused. They understand that there are some forces behind the what has been happening to Sheikh Zakzaki.
I think we've lost you, brother. So just while we're returning back to Brother Ahmed.
And Islamic movement in general. We
hear you, sorry.
A truly of unity, loves you in your resources, wants to be happy with you. And upon all, he is a religious figure, not to Shias alone in Nigeria, but to the entire Muslim Ummah. Now
absolutely.
Looking for help, we have IDP camps all over. We have people suffering. We have, we have to sacrifice to even keep some in our own, places for just them for them to eat, because they don't have where to sleep.
I just want to stop you there. This is where I find the most wonderful thing about Sheikh Zakzaki is that he's instilled so many values in the people that have actually believed in him, taken on his role modeling, have actually become role models as well in their lifetime. You yourself have become a huge role model for these young people. And of course, we're kind of digressing away from the topic now. But you are now exactly You may call yourself an imperfect in terms of how you see yourself, but from where I'm sitting, I see a lot of people who I have been in touch with, and it's not just you, Brother Ahmed. It's a lot of people I've been in touch with from Nigeria, Brother Adams Rogo and Brother Musa, and so many other people who have given me so much respect in the last few years. And I see that giving respect to a female like myself speaks so much about Sheikh Zakzaki, that he's instilled those wonderful, beautiful values in yourself that you do not, for women, they could, in a lot of other different cultures and different religions, you may not give that kind of respect. But I, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I can certainly turn around and say to the viewers who are watching this today, that I have never met so many wonderful brothers and sisters from Nigeria who have given me so much respect. And I live in the West, and all I am is a simple Muslim sister who wants to make sure that people know about Sheikh Zakzaki. But you guys have given me so much respect, alhamdulillah, that I may not even be worthy. And that speaks about you. It speaks about the teachings of Sheikh Zakzaki, but not all that just Sheikh Zakzaki. It's the teachings of Islam, alhamdulillah, which go from Sheikh Zakzaki into yourselves.
For instance, now myself, my parents are not Shia. My mom is not Shia. My dad is not Shia, and a lot of, in fact, there is a renowned scholar. He's a poet, Islamic poet. He's a Sufi Muslim. He's my grandfather. So some people, used to, ask some questions that you came out from a Sunni family, blah, 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 blah. Why are you now Shia? How comes you are Sheikh Zakzaki convinced? The issue, there is one thing about Sheikh Zakzaki. When he speaks, his words came out from his heart, not just the lips. He is an icon.
He is an absolute icon.
And you happen to listen to him, you will understand. And you just have to follow him. Because he's saying nothing but the truth. He's not hiding anything from you.
He is doing pure. He has a pure soul. He doesn't mean harm to anybody, which is what is reflected in his speeches.
Yeah, of course. So some people became jealous. Some so-called sheikhs in Nigeria, became jealous because they are Sunni. They are watching their children, grandchildren, brothers, sisters migrating from the so-called Sunnism to Shia school of thought. Although Sheikh Zakzaki has never called anybody that come and join Shia. No,
I know. And that's the thing, that he's actually portrayed himself as a Muslim only.
Yes. People observe him and watch what he's been doing. Then later on, people became, convinced that what he's doing is Islam. So they joined themselves. He don't call people, come and join Shia. No. He practiced the true religion.
Yeah.
So understand it. I'm still learning about Shiism, but I believe school of thought, the Ahlul Bayt school of thought is the perfect school of thought in Islam. Yeah. I'm not saying if you are not a Shia, you are not Muslim. No. But the Ai school of thought is, I believe, 100%. There is no doubt about that. Problems some people because they into Shia, so they will lose substantial number of people that maybe will be giving them maybe money and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And there are interests, so they used to donate money to them and order them to do what they want. Look at what is happening in Saudi Arabia. It's so shameful. Look at what happened to Jamal Khashoggi. Look at what is happening in Yemen, Syria, and what have you, and you call yourself...
That, exactly. They have given you an example of how not to be. Yeah, they've given you
Yes.
sheer examples of what Islam does not look like.
Like now, take an instance. Look at Palestine.
Yeah.
Palestine are Sunni Muslims. Majority of them are Sunni Muslims. If truly Saudi Arabia and other Arab countries are portraying Sunnism because it's the true teachings of Rasulullah. So why are they leaving their brothers, the Sunni Palestine?
When
the
Prophet said that my ummah is like one body. My ummah is like one body, that if one part hurts, the rest of the body aches. They do not follow these hadith. That's the thing.
Yes. It's only Iran that is helping the Palestinian. Iran is a Shia majority Islamic country.
Yeah. I'm just going to move us along because we haven't got much time. Just quickly give us a briefing on the work that you're doing with the young people, because I know, alhamdulillah, you are a manifestation of Sheikh Zakzaki's teachings, but also a manifestation of what Islam has actually taught you through Sheikh Zakzaki. So, you have used that manifestation in being selfless and helping other people. So I want to work on just talk about a little bit of the campaign that you're doing, because I know you have to drive miles and miles to get to that place. Because I remember having one chat with you and you were saying that you had a long drive ahead of you. So explain to us what is happening there, what kind of people they are. And Brother Afad's got some pictures that he wants to put on.
Yeah. Actually, we have, there is problem of insecurity in Nigeria, and there is poverty, and people are in difficult situation. So we now notice whenever there is hunger and illiteracy and poverty and what have you, so people can be easily be maneuvered, manipulated, and be introduced to something that is bad. You understand? Or people can become vulnerable to the society. So we decide that, okay, since this is happening, we have to create a platform whereby these people, instead of leaving them roaming about, instead of leaving them in a difficult situation, let us use our legal body. There are a lot of NGOs here in Nigeria that are working towards that, but most of them are in the southern region. If you look at Nigeria critically, those in the south are a kind of, living in a more better situation than here in the north. Of recent, we have the crisis of banditry now. People are being displaced, killed, massacred. So people run from one place to another. They do not have shelter. So instead of leaving these people to suffer and, became a liability to the society, let us use what we have to gather them, talk to them, and make them understand why they are being created as human beings, make them to understand that they are not supposed to be to live in this condition. At least let them come and acquire some education. Let them, be treated as human beings so that they can think, and they themselves, whenever we are no more in this life, they will do the same, if anything as such happened in the near future. We do organize conferences in various parts of Nigeria to encourage those that, have the technical know-how, a resource person in a nutshell, maybe people that can talk, people that can impact knowledge, people that can convince people from migrating from bad to good, as well as people with sources that can donate in, in order to train these children, in order to feed them, in order to take the medical bills and what have you. So these are the few things that we try to do, because this is the immediate need.
Of course it is.
Here, we have a lot of problems. Well, I will confess that there are some government personnel that are good. But Nigeria is a cosmopolitan country that we have, over 50 million population. In the north, we that has been that have been the IDP camp. There are a lot of crime. Train most youth to involve in selfless services towards building the nation. Yeah, there are a lot of propagandas that he wants to destroy Nigeria. It's not true. He wants to build Nigeria. So wicked people don't want that to happen because they benefit from destruction. They benefit from crisis that is happening.
Yeah.
So they want to eliminate by all means. So in a nutshell, we have people that are not, we have both Christians and Muslims and other that don't even believe in religion, but they believe in humanity. So we work hand in hand legally with them to do what we can.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Where is your finances coming from at this moment where you're helping them with what? What do you have? We'll talk about what we need in a minute, but what do we have that is actually keeping you afloat or keeping them afloat in terms of their needs?
Yeah, actually, if I understand what you are saying, is the maybe how we maintain them, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, actually, once officially, due to the economic problem presently in Nigeria, we don't have somewhere that the organization build itself to keep people, but we use our own personal property, to keep them and maintain them until when we have something reasonable that we can maybe build a mega structure that will accommodate them and provide the necessary facilities. Then secondly, when you keep somebody, you have to think of his, clothing, the basic amenities, food, medicine, shelter, and what have you. So we try to, donate among ourselves the little we have. Then this is what has been keeping. This is how we manage them ourselves without the help of.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
But where the Project Zainab is here to help. So it's about, how much are you looking for to give them, to fund this structure, and then how much, what kind of figure are we looking at in terms of Naira?
Well, in
It's a big
terms of
question,
Naira, yeah, it is. And here in Nigeria, maybe only Nigerians can understand the situation in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very difficult place right now. Before it was very good, and leaders that are coming, used to campaign that they will bring Nigeria back to normal and what have you. But it's a very tough country actually, and we have problem of devaluation of Naira. Maybe we don't have now. A dollar, I think, is about, before it was 362, 363, but it's now presently get $1 at that same rate. It increases. Tomorrow you will go, it will increase. So when you have a budget, finish everything, design everything, and when you start to implement it, you notice that the value of the money
it has reduced, and then you have to
so you have to, difficult to say, but I believe when we gather, actually we've been having this budget 1, 2, 3, not once, not twice, not but it's whenever we come back to it, it will change. But we're hoping maybe just pick one after analyzing everything, and we'll come out with a concrete figure that will be needed for that. I think.
So have we got a funding a number or a card? I'm asking my technical team here as well, that have we got your numbers online? I think we did. Yes, we do. Here we are. We've got a bank name of Zenith Bank, and the account is for the Initiative for Con and Right I don't know what that stands for, and maybe Brother Shu'aib, you could talk me through this.
Initiative for Conciliation and
Right Protection.
Yeah, and Right Protection. Initiative for
Conciliation and Right Protection. And then we have the account number here. So anybody who's willing to donate, can this be donated directly from the UK bank, or do we have to go through Western Union or another source that kind of changes the pound into the nairas, and then somebody can pick it up?
Yeah. I think that the third
that is the source. Yeah. So I would encourage anybody who's watching tonight's program that, you know, this is a wonderful cause. It's something we wish didn't need to be a cause, obviously, but it is. And there are underprivileged young people who can benefit immensely by the help and support financially that you can provide. And like I've said, I can put up a Just Giving page for Brother Ahmed Shu'aib to actually, you know, we can collect the money this way, or we can actually go directly, and then I can put in the money yourselves as part of Project Zainab. Now, we've got 2 or 3 ways of doing this. So whichever suits you best, I could put up a funding through Just Giving or crowdfunding, and inshallah, then we can get this moving. And I know that there are very, very, I mean, from the pictures, we can see that these, you know, young boys really, really need our support. You know, you can see that, you know, they're your next generation, you know, and this is where my heart breaks for anyone generally, is that, you know, if you're not going to support them or give them some kind of security or something to look forward to, you know, in terms of life values and skills, then what are we doing? You know, that's a big mistake. Because yes, you are right. One thing that you said that struck with me is that what are we teaching them? You know, if we don't provide for them, what are we teaching them? What kind of world are we giving them? So please, anyone who is watching, get in touch with Project Zainab. If you really want to help financially, you know, I can collect up all of this money, and we already know that these people are genuinely in need of financial support. Brother Ahmed Shu'aib is one of the most righteous persons I know, who is under the influence of Sheikh Zakzaki, who is willing to give, you know, all his, you know, his time for these young people. Obviously, they're going to need books, they need shelter, they need food, and they need all these little things that we, you know, take for granted sometimes when we're living in the West, especially. But you know, these we can genuinely help, and I'm sure, inshallah, Brother Ahmed, we can definitely support you in this. And you know, we're not going to kind of remove ourselves from this responsibility, inshallah. But can you also tell us whether they are getting any kind of support from the government in Nigeria at all? What kind? I mean, in like UK, we cannot exactly what's the word? Comprehend what kind of needs people have in Nigeria, because Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, you know, we are fed, we have warmth. Even if we've got people homeless, even at Christmas time, you know, the government would say that, you know, we need to get these people off of the streets, and maybe they should have soup kitchens and people to feed them and shelter them. We have those kind of things. But for me right now, as I hear what you're saying, I don't kind of think that there is that kind of support you have in Nigeria.
Well, actually, you know, at times you will see it in the media that government supported this group, but practically whenever we happen to be there, is nothing to talk about. So I don't know, maybe the people that the government is helping are hidden, but I think there is some people that are in charge of humanitarian affairs, and when you happen to interview the masses about what has been going on, you won't enjoy what you'll be listening. You know, there is a lot of corruption.
I'm sure, and I'm
uh,
sure there'll be a lot of money that's changing hands into the wrong people's hands, and the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer.
Maybe some people are getting there, some people that we do
And then,
not know.
yeah, and maybe you
some
don't
people are
know, and
getting
that's
it.
true, and that's true too. Maybe you don't have that knowledge,
Those-
or it hasn't come to your attention.
they don't-
Hasn't been made to your
It
attention that,
doesn't.
you know, some help is coming through. But what you can see right now
Only
is that there are young people that need help and they're not getting that help, and it has to come from
they're not.
somewhere. And we all have a duty to support you. And wherever there is this kind of deprivation and disparity between the rich and the poor, it's our duty to kind of reduce that gap, whatever with whatever support we can. So I urge again, I am literally appealing to the viewers of Project Zainab, and I will make sure that this program goes on many platforms, and so that we can kind of generate the funds, and inshallah we'll get in touch with you. And I just want to say thank you to the viewers for tuning in. Because Brother Ahmed, we've got a YouTube channel of our own. Project Zainab has its own YouTube channel. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, using that channel, we will continue in whichever live programs we do, we will continue to make sure that we have a segment for at least 5 minutes to actually talk about the campaign that you're running, and that we can inshallah have a small video of you that we can put on our programs at the end of each program, so that we can generate the funds that you desperately need. Thank you, viewers of Project Zainab Live, for watching our program on Tuesdays. Tomorrow, again, we have Sheikh Hamza Sodagar to talk about family akhlaq in the Quran. And that will be with the host, Brother Ahfad. And he's a young youth himself, so which, I mean, obviously youth are young, but is a young person himself who's also growing in Islam. And obviously we need to take as much lessons as we possibly can from this young brother too. But Brother Ahmed, Shu'aib, thank you very much. We are absolutely honored on Project Zainab to have you. Not only it gives me the honor of being able to discuss Sheikh Zakzaki, because every time I do, I cannot speak without having tears in my eyes. And that I pray that whoever you're in touch with, in contact, you know, give our love and salams to Sheikh Zakzaki and his family, his sons, his daughters, and convey our best regards. And then we will always keep you in our du'as. And I hope this is not going to be your last presence on Project Zainab, inshallah. Soon we have you again. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching Project Zainab Live. Brother Afar tomorrow with Sheikh Hamza Sodagar to talk about akhlaq in Quran. Thank you. Jazakallah. Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.